Alright guys, we've got a 2004 Big Dog Chopper Softail motorcycle for sale. This bike currently has 11,298 very well cared for miles. And let's go ahead and start her up for you. have it. It shows the bike runs extremely well, but we'll go ahead and do a walk around of the bike as well. Now, in 2004, Big Dog equipped these bikes with the extremely powerful 1,750cc 107 cubic inch SNS V-twin motor. You've got a 6-speed Baker transmission. You have PM disc brakes, and then you also have PM polished billet wheels. Definitely didn't spare any expenses while they were building these bikes. Now, this bike does have a few different adds. First off, you've got the rear passenger pegs. What that's going to allow you to do is to add a pillion pad or a 2-up seat to facilitate a second passenger. You also have the custom covered solo seat. Definitely gives the bike a more custom feel. You've got the Vance & Hines big radius pipes with the baffles taken out. These pipes are actually only about a month and a half old, and so they don't have a lot of wear and tear. You don't have any notable blemishes, anything of that sort. Another thing this bike has had done is that it's been rewired to eliminate the factory electronic harness controller, or the EHC. That's one thing the Big Dogs are known for, is to have some electrical problems, so that will eliminate all of your electrical problems. Up front, you've got a 21-inch rim, and in the rear you've got an 18-inch rim with a gigantic 250 series tire. It definitely gives the bike that classic chopper look. Now, I rate the bike at an 8.25 out of a 10. The bike is 12 years old. It does have, just a hair over 11,000 miles, so it does have some wear and tear. Nothing you want to expect on a bike of this age. So the rear tire, I'd say, has approximately 50% of tread remaining. It does have a few chunks taken out of the rubber. Don't know what happened there, but just want to point out as much as possible. Rear fender's in decent shape. You do have some chips along the edges right there. That one's probably about, I'd say, a half of an inch in length, that's been touched up with touch-up paint. You've got a pin tip size chip right there as well, and then you've got one other small one right there. Rear fender looks like it's had a pillion pad on there at one time of point, so there are some surface scratches throughout the clear coat on the paint. Nothing too crazy, but just want to point out as much as possible. The polish built on the rear wheel could use some elbow grease and some polishing to look better. The rear rotor looks like it's had some moisture on it at some time of point. There is a little bit of some light rust marks. Swing arm has a few nicks in it, a few scrapes. Rear passenger peg has some oxidation. I think if you buffed it, it would look quite a bit better, so it's just something to keep in mind. Rubber's actually in pretty good shape, no separation there. Vance & Hines pipes, like I said, are near new, so there's not any major blemishes on them. Maybe some light surface scratches from dusting the pipes off with the dust cloth. That seat has recently been recovered. With some sort of gator skin material. Gas tank's in decent shape. It does have some peeling here around the gas cap. I've seen this on a few of the big dogs where some gasoline drips, it can get under the paint and cause that to happen. I do have a paint guy who can repair that and repair any other blemishes on the tank for right around $300. I'd be more than happy to have that done before I send the bike off, but just want to point that out. Polished motor's in pretty decent shape. You do have some light surf scratches on the rocker box covers. Air cleaner's in decent shape. As you can see, there's a little bit of rust on the bolts, and I'm assuming the bike has gotten wet a few times, and that's caused that. Hand controls are in decent shape. Everything functions as it should. As far as the buttons, one thing I would mention is the neutral light doesn't work. I don't know if that happened when the bike was being rewired or if something on the neutral light didn't get hooked up, but I do want to note that. Front rider pegs could use some polishing to look perfect. Maybe a little separation in the rubber and nicks in the rubber on the foot peg. Shift peg could use some, or actually brake peg could use some polishing as well. From the frame has some minor rock chips. I've noted probably about, I'd say about 20 little tiny rock chips just from highway riding. The underneath of the frame has some scrapes from entering a driveway. This happens almost on every big dog motorcycle that I acquire just because they sit so low to the ground. And you've got some discoloration there. Front forks are in decent shape, but do have some oxidizing and a little bit of scuffs throughout. Nothing too crazy, but again, want to point out as much as possible. Front fender's in decent shape. You do have some minor chips right there. That one's probably about 1/8 inches in length. One right there. Front tire's in decent shape. I'd say it's got approximately 50% of tread remaining, the same as the rear tire, so it should give you a little bit of life expectancy on that. Again, a little bit of scuff marks on the front forks here. Front brake rotor has a little bit of oxidation, maybe some light rust marks from getting wet at some point. Tank is in decent shape. On this side, you do have a chip mark right here. It's probably about, I'd say, 1/8 inches in diameter. It has been touched up with red touch-up paint. Polished motor on the side's in pretty decent shape. Maybe some light scuff marks on the rocker box covers. Primary covers in decent shape, maybe some light scuffing and oxidation. Again, nothing you want to expect on a bike of this age. Front rider peg is separating right here to the rubber. I'm going to actually try to glue that down before it goes out the door. Again, could use some polishing to look better. Electrical cover's in decent shape. Rear passenger peg. Rubber's in decent shape, but it does have some oxidation, so that could use some polishing as well. The custom license plate holder has some abrasions and scuffing on the side as well. Swing arm has a couple of scuff marks down there. Pulley has some oxidation, as well as the wheel could use some polishing to look better. So I mean, by no means is it a garage queen or a show bike, but it is a nice bike overall, and would be a decent daily rider. So you've also got the sissy bar ready struts back here, so you can pop in a sissy bar rather easily, and definitely a nice thing to have. A few nicks right there, a light crack. So there you have it. Hopefully gives you a better idea of what kind of condition the bike's in. If you do have any other questions, definitely don't hesitate to either give me a phone call. My phone number is 801-564-0629. Again, that's 801-564-0629. You can also shoot me an email. Another great way to track our inventory is to go to our direct website, which is www.utahchopper.com. Another thing I would suggest is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll know when we have any new and upcoming inventory coming available. I most definitely appreciate your time, and also look forward to the possibility of working with you. And thank you so much.